Hello everybody, another video here for today. I want to make sure I do the things that I need to do and get the videos out so those can help you out. Throughout the years, people keep asking me the same questions. I saw my twin, but their light was not there. I looked at my twin, we met in person, but there was nothing like before. I met my twin again. We went out for a coffee shop and we talk, and he feels lost. Um, why did this happening? The first time I ever encountered a twin flame that was actually like this, that was back in Argentina when I did my FARC workshop. Um, Back then, I had a people coming in into the hotel right in the foyer, and we were talking there. And there was a people coming in and out, coming out. The last person who actually came in, that was an old lady. Maybe she was in her 70s, somewhere out there. And that person, she had lost her light inside of it. She came in and she asked me some questions and things like that. And she asked me the question why I lost it, why I lost this connection. She brought a very old picture of her twin. She kept it probably, give it a take by the picture that she has it. Give it a take, maybe 20 plus years. The picture was kind of like a begin to lose color. You know what that means, yellow. Um, and During the talk, I told her that she lost her connection with Divine, and the Divine is going to help her to get the connection back up if she's really open to do it. She agreed. At that time, the energy was pretty good. I helped her out. I boosted her up with energy, and the light inside of her, poof, came back on. All the good things came on. Because she was speaking Spanish, I was speaking English. I had a translator, and the translator was there. She was just in tears. She's like, "Oh my God, Theo, what the heck did you do? Why I am crying when I'm just translating?" She was crying because of someone who has returned to the light, someone who had their uh, inner sides put back together and focus back into the soul, into it. So somebody sent me the question into, and I think so it's the right time for these questions on it. And the person sent me the question was my question. I saw my twin in the city. I have made the contact. We are separate since 120 months. He's married to kids, to adult kids, and I was shocked. His light is gone. No energy, no light, just gray presence. What happened? Um, what happened is as usually the runner bolts out, which is that's what's going on in this case. The runner is running from two things. First of all, he's running from you, and the second thing that runs is from the divine, from the soul connection. It's totally bolts out. And when this happens, everything kind of like begins to die in them. They begin to have this great presence. There is no energy and there is no light. Those are the two characteristics that you will be sense inside of the person. That it's like a total monotony. It's like someone who just wake up, brush its teeth, they go to work, they come back home, cooks, or eat, or watch TV, be like a zombie, and Everything else, what's going on, the reality, the truth, it's poof, gone into. But why did that happen? What's that situation is into it? I have to pull my white screen here so we can understand some things. I wrote that. I drew this a while back, long time ago, on some of the other videos. So if you picture that this is you, and this is the TF, during the ignition state, the divine all this works together. Let's make this line properly. There we go. And all this works together. You, the TF, and the divine. During the ignition period, that whole thing works. And all of a sudden the energy begins to flow from divine to the one person, from the one person to the other person, and then go back to the divine. And that energy over the time spins up, it becomes like a hurricane. Until the truth, it don't realize it don't materialize it. And if the truth is not realized, or the worst case is not materialized, what happens is all of a sudden all this begins so strong and it cannot be handled anymore. It begins like a hurricane. And when it's not handled anymore, there is a separation begin. Usually the runner blocks this gates. When it blocks these gates, the runner doesn't have nothing to do with you. Also, they don't want to have nothing to do with the divine connection that exists. And that running, it's pretty bad. I'm a maintenance technician by profession, so in electrically prints, this is a normally open contact. That contact exists. That contact, it's there. The things that happened, that happened. The ignition between you and your twin flame, it happened. The soul connection exists. The only reason is the one of the couples does not want to have the connection. That could be for so many reasons. That could be age gap. That could be social status. For example, if you are a cleaning lady at the school and your twin flame it's the professor at the school, guess what? Everybody's gonna think that something is going on with him because he goes with the cleaning lady. If you haven't watched the movie Made in Manhattan, that's what breaking that kind of like that pattern of it in a way into. It can also be money. I mean, if the one is rich, the other one is poor. If the one is from another culture, then the other is from a different culture. That is all kind of like a different situations. Race, what are they gonna think if I with this guy or that lady that she's different race? What are my parents gonna think? What are my friends gonna think? Work. What's gonna happen if this happen at work? What is my coworkers will think about it? If they're married, what is my husband's gonna think about it? There is so many reasons that the ego can find the reasons. The soul wants its solution. This is why when the one who is the awakened one, that right here, the connection with divine, is gonna stay clearly connection is going to be more. That's what the progressing one, and the other one it's going to be decrease. And when that it's decreasing, the person inside of it, they close themselves out until they figure out that the happiness that they had it here, they cannot find it. They try to be happy with other people. A lot of the runners, specifically the males, they trying different relationships. Nothing works out. Nothing works out. That was the one of the case when they're like, let's meet for coffee because I am lost. I don't know what's going on. Ever since I met you, nothing works properly. But that is the part when the runners decide to go ahead and make a connection or close contact. They go ahead and makes that connection, but it's not for truly sure. They just wants to know what is going on. They don't allow the soul connections to kick in yet. And once they satisfy themselves, some of the runners, they block that again. That's mean open, close, until either they satisfy their ego questions or they finally understand what that is and they get this part done. Now, when they get this part done, that energy begins to flow. And when the energy begins to flow here, the runner finally understands it's time to reconnect to the divine. And when the divine comes in, that is the part of the union. That is the part of the returning back into the light. And you cannot really help the runner. The runner have to do its own realization. They have to do their inner work, their process of what's going on. They have to review the past, and they have to do nothing what you telling them to do. They're running because of their ego. They keep this blocked until extraordinary events or by the end of their lifetime physically comes in, and after that they have no power to fight for it. They will not going to have. In this case, you have to let the runner run. If they're still gray, if they have no light, you have to let them go. You have to let them go. And a lot of the question comes in, what about me? You stay on your truth. Keep that line open with the divine. Don't focus on what the twin flame does, which is a lot of the twin flames. That's what they do. When they are focused on their twin flame, they come here, they see the black door, and they do not resonate with this energy here. And they're creating a blockage. And the only thing they're focused is this. And they keep sitting on this magical circle. They don't let it go. Once they let it go, this line begins to be much, much more active. Much more proactive. Some of the cases, the people, what they do is they work on themselves. They do a lot of other things but again, it's very important to understand one thing. It's all about your personal relationship with universe, source, God, however you want to put it into it. That line here, that it's yours. You have control as a TF to control that path. You have no control over this path or this path. You have control over your own side. How you feel about them. You have no control over how they feel about you. Doesn't matter what you're going to control them and tell them. The runner, it's always going to be a runner until they don't do their own realization. And as the question that was asked here, what happened? It's the process of the separation. That's what happened. The separations is the one that actually makes the people to do their realizations. Without separation, there is no realization. It may take years, it may take some lifetime, maybe another lifetime after that, but that's what happened. It's the process of realization. It's the part of who you really are. Are you true to yourself? Are you true to others? And when the people turn into like no light, no energy, just great presence, you understand why. Why that happened is because they shut themselves off. They turn off that light inside of them. And it was that light, that great presence that I saw in Argentina when I did the first workshop as a twin flame back. You see this. But you also see what happens when the person tries to reconnect. The doors are open. The doors are open both into the divine and both into. Those doors are open. The person has to seek the connection again. And that's what it is. When the person accepts the differences, then the differences are wiped out. And those channels begin to work. The energy begins to close, the energy is flowing, and we're all happy ever after. But how many people they trust their inner feelings? How many people trust the right part of the divine? How many people they trust when that hurricane of love walks in here? Not many. And this is why we are lacking information about the twin flames. This is why we don't understand what happened into it. I posted a picture a while back. That was a picture of the generation before us. That coming in from my YouTube channel. I will try to go ahead and see if I can find it. Where is it? I know it was somewhere here. Just give me a second. Nope. Anyway, I will draw it. I can't find it. But basically what it was is the generation before us had that much. Let's say those are the people there right now in their 60s, 80s. This generation here, which is those are 45 to 60, that's how much we have information. The generations there, it's before us, that's 30 till 45. And the people there here, which is those are people there 18 till 30, they have that much. What is that gotta tell you? If these generations did their job and they did the right things for us, would have been known what to do here. That means we would have been somewhere out there. If we do though our job better than this generation here, and we get more educations about the twin flames, these generations here will surpass us as the way we are right now. And if they surpass us, that means we did our job. And this is why it's so important that if you're a twin flame, you need to go ahead out there and be a twin flame out in the open. Nothing's gonna happen to you when you say that you're a twin flame out in the open. It's been going on 6 years. For me, I don't think so. Something happened to it. Just because I said I'm a twin flame, except maybe my divorce. But that's a whole nother story. But the right thing is, right now, it's about the light and the soul. That light and the soul, you have to grow it, you have to build it, you have to trust it. But most important part, help others. Because if you don't help others, they're gonna end up like them. And then it's gonna be more struggles, more problems, more issues. And this is why information about the twin flame has to stay in open. I have the 2 twin flame groups, which is they are out in open. I don't try not to be involved too much into closed rooms. I think so I give up them all. Maybe like I accepted like maybe 1 or 2 closed rooms now, 3 maybe, but I post everything that is out there in the open. Because as a twin flame, if you work in that job, if you're doing the right things, you have to be able to say everything out in the open. If you cannot be able to say everything out in the open, then might as well you be a secret agent as a twin flame. You might be a runner, running from your own self. A runner does not just mean the connections between you and the twin flame. A lot of people, they're running from themselves, from the truth into. And if you know that you are a twin flame, but you are staying in the closed forums and not out in the public, guess what? You're running from the truth as well. And you're acting as a runner, not only to yourself, but to the future generation. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope helps out to the community. And guys, you know what? Be love. Be love again.